Hello, everyone, and welcome to the CASCAR All-Star Event Open. We are here at North Wilkesboro, live in the middle of qualifying, about halfway through. We got two drivers left to qualify, so we can bring up our leader in just a moment. Hello, and goodbye, I guess. Gabe, good to see you. It's the All-Star Event. This is going to be the conclusion of Season 1. That's it. We're going to be done. And then we'll be moving on to next season not too long from now. So honestly, I'm really excited to get this off to a great start, and it's going to be a great 100-lap shootout to see who can transfer out into the race. If I'm not mistaken, if it remains at this number, I think Greg's just going to take everybody. But we'll see. So let's go ahead and bring up our current qualifying leader, Rob Carl. Rob, it's over the booth. They read me. It is great to hear you. You are currently top of the qualifying board here at North Wilkesboro. How did you do that?
Just smooth and steady. Let her eat.
Did you practice at all
No,
for this event?
I did not, but when the Cup cars were there in the A Open, we spent a lot of time here practicing a month or so ago. So I guess a little bit of that's followed with me.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, it's clearly paid off so far as you are continuing to lead for right now. We're going to see how that continues to play out with a little bit of qualifying time we'll have, but I don't think Cal or Sylvan is going to qualify.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we got a little bit of a smaller field tonight, so qualifying shouldn't matter too much, and hopefully we'll have some good tight racing.
I certainly hope so. Are you planning on attending more of the races in season 2?
Yeah, I'm going to be more of a part-time driver. I don't know that I'll be able to commit full-time.
I see. Okay. All right. Well, we hope to see you there in season 2. Thank you very much for your time. Is there anyone to thank over at home?
Uh, my family, everyone for my wife for letting me commit this amount of time on iRacing, and for letting me do what I like to do.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I do appreciate it, and good luck.
Thanks.
Rob Carl, number 2. Let's go ahead and bring up the league owner, Greg, and see how he's doing. Greg, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, we are here tonight at North Wilkesboro, almost to the conclusion now of Season 1. How are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good.
How would you say the seasons went? I mean, I would certainly say it went quite well.
Yeah, it was a great season. Minor hiccup, but other than that, it was a good season. Had fun.
Absolutely. I mean, especially with how long it went on. I mean, there was a lot of races, and, the breaks were kind of weird, having only 2 races then break. It was a little bit weird.
That's the CASCAR special.
I suppose so. Well, it clearly paid off, and a lot of people attended, and it seemed to really shoot off well. And it looks like we're going to even have better participation, even though we already had fantastic next season. I'm excited to see that. Are you?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. We got the Truck Series started too, so that's gonna get a lot of new guys in there to get them up to Cup. It'll
What are
be
your
fun.
thoughts on this race going to be going forward? We have only a few guys here, but I've seen all these guys race before. They're pretty competitive with each other.
Yeah, it should be a close race. They're gonna be clean, I think. So, I don't think there's gonna be any yellows besides that one at 50 laps.
All right, well, that sounds good to me. I'm going to let you go. Is there anyone to thank over at home for putting on such a great season?
Just everybody. Have a shout out to Mark. Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight, but he's watching that out on the road going to Six Flags right now. Shout out to Tyler. He's probably watching too. He's out spotting at the race in Riverside, Nova Scotia. So,
I see.
thanks for everybody that helps us out for the CASCAR.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, Greg. I do appreciate it, and I hope that this race goes well for your sake.
Yeah, I'll be watching the whole thing start to finish.
Number 22, Greg Snellgrove. Not going to be racing with us here tonight, but he is the league owner for all this and puts everything on. He is the guy that really makes everything run here at CASCAR, so it's good to see. Brady, good to see you. Objective, don't finish last. Yeah, that is a pretty noble objective in this case. If I'm not mistaken, I think Greg is going to be bumping everybody up that attended just because there's only a few of you. However, in case that is not the case, you are definitely going to want to not finish last. So, not too much longer left in qualifying, which is good to see. But let's go and take a look at the track and see what it looks like. Honestly, it's a pretty good racetrack here at North Wilkesboro. A lot of interesting things you can see and do. Nobody's out on track, so I can't really get too many more cameras because iRacing. Yeah, on that note, actually, iRacing decided that when they wanted to release this track that it comes with, the typical few TV cameras, but they're all the exact same camera. So we'll be switching around between that, Blimp, and a few other ones to get some interesting perspectives on the track, hopefully, as I know that I do not want to watch it exclusively from the same 4 cameras in the turns repeatedly, because that'll get boring extremely fast. But yeah, this is going to be the CASCAR All-Star Open. It is the conclusion of the season, because we had the no points in this race, but the actual points finishing season to crown the champion went to Stephen Black quite a while ago at this point, essentially before the end of summer, before the start of summer. And Stephen put on a great season and was able to take home the championship in his own CASCAR Black Designs Cup Series. And now it is the All-Star. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at the same time, and you're going to have a lot bigger field with a lot of guys competing to see what kind of points that they can get. Mark, great to see you. Greg did say you were going to be coming along, so it is good to see another friendly face, especially now as we're going to be starting our race right now. You can see it as the pace car comes out on the track. Driver's going to be spawning in soon, hopefully. They should be. There we go. Good. Let's go ahead and run through your grid order. Starting on pole position in the inside lane is going to be Rob Carl. There in that number 2 on his outside is going to be the number 20, Brady Floyd, who said he does not want to finish last at all costs. In third position in the inside lane is going to be number 44, Patrick Coluccio, and on his outside is going to be Cody Snyder in the 4. Sylvan Seguin is going to be in 5th, and Kyle Mundell rounds out the field. Thank you to Pierce Graphics for giving us a great overlay package for this race. I'm excited to be using it. Oh, it's going to be good to see everybody going. It's been a little bit too long since we've seen the CASCAR crew out on track. I won't lie. CASCAR Season 2 is going to be starting in the start of October. You can go ahead and check out their website, www.cascar.net, for more information. As we come around now for the second time, as it's a short track, half a mile is the length of this track. Just a hair over. I think it's like a 0.54 or something like that of a mile. Ran last in the 90s, if I'm not mistaken. This is going to be the 1980s rendition that we saw, I believe, in the Auto Union 400, something like that. Something along those lines. But it was a good race, and we know that there was a big battle between Dale Earnhardt and Bill Elliott. Great race to go watch. I know that it's on, NASCAR has it on their replays. So, well, with that, the pace car is going to be off, and we are green flag. There we go. Green flag. Away we go here for the CASCAR All-Star Open. Rob Carl off to a great start already, diving down and taking the lead. Brady Floyd, though, looking interested, hoping to take away that position, but he just did not have the pace to do it. He got caught up and stuck behind him. We're going to see as he tries to follow along, trying to dive through, but he just doesn't have the pace quite yet, and it looks like Rob is going to be taking this one away already. Side-by-side action we're seeing a little bit there down in the field between Kyle Mundell and Cody Snyder. Cody down in that number 4 is getting past. There it is. That is going to allow Kyle Mundell to get around. You can see Rob Carl leading here with Brady Floyd behind. Is Brady going to be able to keep up and pass by it? It's what he wants to do. It's the main objective. Can he do it is the real question. And then can he, make sure he attends next week? That is the next big question, because if he does make it, he's got a big thing to contend with, and we already have a yellow. That is not a good sign. Patrick Coluccio has damage, so we're going to rewind and see what happened. All right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened right here. I would love to see. Following on with Patrick right now, we go through turn number 3. That's Kyle Mundell there on the bottom. They run side by side. They look good for now. Patrick clips the wall, then clips Mundell, spins himself out in the front stretch, takes out Mundell completely there, and Sylvan Seguin gets his usual luck we saw throughout the season, and just gets absolutely demolished into the front. That is going to be already some big implications with the CASCAR All-Star Open. See a lot of these guys going into pit now. They will have some fast repairs that they're going to be able to use to get repaired. And you can see Patrick already used his. And the thing is, though, this is so early on in the race, you don't want to have to do that. You know, this is short track racing, and if there's going to be another wreck at some point, and you just have to really hope that, you know, you're not part of it. Especially for guys like Patrick, Kyle, and Sylvan. That's the bottom half of your field. For right now, they really have to hope for that, because if they get caught up again, they're screwed. Their week is going to be over. Cody Snyder, though, is able to avoid that and stays currently in third, while Brady Floyd is going to be running in second. Rob Carl continues to lead here at the CASCAR All-Star Open. 100 laps. About 50 miles. I'd say roughly, probably with the other adjustment closer to 50.5, but whatever. Well, the lights on the pace car are off as they go now 2 wide. About to go green once more. We're going to make sure we get some interesting driver perspectives, because it would be interesting to see how these guys do handle it. And with that, pace car is now going to be pulling off. And there it is, green flag, away we go here once again at North Wilkesboro, the classic racetrack on iRacing. We see now that's Rob Carl continuing to lead. Brady Floyd, though, much closer this time. You can see he is not letting him get away already, but it is still kind of close. Brady is clearly not in his element here. You have to practice for this kind of track. It can be difficult, as we see some really big battling right now going on for third position. This is a battle right now for third. Patrick Coluccio in the number 44 Sports Fanatics podcast Chevrolet has the third place position. He is currently leading everybody else. Kyle Mundell into the wall. Just a tiny little scrape there, but he is okay. Able to keep on racing. Sylvan Seguin getting left right now in behind as Cody Snyder falls down to fifth. Rounding turn 4 they go. You can see them rush all by. That is Patrick in the position. He does have it, although Mundell is catching. We saw Kyle Mundell multiple races towards the end of the season. He really put on a huge effort to try to get into the playoffs and make something happen. He was so close so many times, and I think right now he wants to make sure he can do that once again for the All-Star event. Make it to the CASCAR All-Star closed event tomorrow, and put on a show once again. I mean, I think that's a noble goal. So as long as he can achieve that, he'll be in a good spot, especially at the start of next season if he does well there. Patrick Coluccio now on the bottom. He slows way down. That is going to allow Cody Snyder now to go into fourth. They still continue to battle, though. Patrick doesn't let him by too easily, but that is Cody Snyder now in the position. He does have it. This is now Cody's chance to try to catch up and make some moves onto Kyle Mundell if he has the time. Jumping back up to your leaders, though, we see Brady Floyd has not let Rob Carl run away with this thing quite yet. They are still going to be battling now. I think Brady's starting to figure out this track more and more each time as they continue to race through. Down that interesting backstretch they go. Now, rounding turn 4. These guys, really gotta just put it on for multiple laps at a time. Stage is going to be on lap number 50, so keep that in mind. go ahead and follow along with Brady Floyd from his inside view. I am curious to see what it would look like and what it's like to really try to drive this track and the difficulty that comes with it. It's kind of egg-shaped, kind of not. Kind of an oval, kind of a not. Clearly got the distinctive oval shape, but it's just not smooth. The only straight is really the front, which is usually not the case, and the back is a little bit rounded. So let's go and follow on the cockpit view and see how Brady does it. Oh, he clips the grass there just in time. We saw the save. He had turned the wheel to save that one. And now as they round through turns 3 and 4, you can see the amount of brake pressure he has to put in. And then the smooth application of the throttle, he doesn't skid the tires too much. All about tire saving. You can almost make it the 100 laps, but it is going to be close on fuel. It's a constant battle against the rear in this track. I mean, the rear end always wants to snap away from you, whether it be on throttle application out of 2 and 4, or whether it be going through the corner sign entry. There you can see as he slides again. The tires just don't want to take it, and it makes for some fascinating driving that they have to do. Let's take off for it. You can see the different banking that's in 1 and 2 versus 3 and 4. 1 2 is a little bit steeper of a bank that's less even compared to the more, I'll say, more level 3 and 4, and it's a bit more of a, I think it's a much more rounded corner up until the end where it does get a bit tighter fast. Where he skims the wall there, we just got to see that. That Ford Mustang is the only one in the field. It is struggling right now for grip already, and it's only lap 24 of 100. Not even a quarter, just under a quarter of the way into the race, and he's already struggling. That's given Kyle Mundell, though, a chance to catch up. Already involved in an accident. He can't have another one happen, but with the low amount of cars in the field, I don't think it's too big of an issue. But now we can see Kyle trying to go around Brady even. Brady not going to surrender that bottom line because he wants to stay with Rob the best he can as Rob Carl continues to run away. Although Brady is clearly slower right now, he does not have the pace, as that is going to be Kyle Mundell continuing to try to put up a fight to get the position. The difference in line is also the difference in tires. We see Brady sliding out there, doesn't let him by. Has to block him. Kyle to the outside, just doesn't have the pace through 3 and 4 to keep up with it from that super high lane. Brady goes right back up to block again. Not working out in his favor. What a battle we're already seeing right now, and this is for third. Well, second. Loser gets third. Through 4 they go. See Kyle trying to really latch on to Brady, just see what he can do. Right now, if Brady makes another mistake like that, just clipping the grass, Kyle is going to take it. He can already see him peeking down low, hoping to take it. Brady goes up to the wall, so close to skimming it. Kyle trying to peek in with that nose. You can see him trying to poke in. It's just not enough quite yet. Brady doing everything in his power to make sure he does not go behind. You can see the huge pace differences. Now, they go side by side. Kyle has the inside line. Brady closes on to him. Doesn't let him have it, but he has it now as they accelerate out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Only a second to breathe there as they go into turn number 1. Brady does have the preferred entry point up there. However, it's just, and then he clips the grass. Kyle Mundell, momentum killed. And he's now got to work all of that back up again to try to chase him down. Oh, he clips Brady's rear, and he saves it. Brady saves it. Kyle Mundell, the ever sportsman, slows down and lets him have it. Doesn't just instantly try to, run away as fast as possible. And there's so many other guys that would just continue to accelerate there and just not let anyone have it. So that is some good sportsmanship we see there out of Kyle. That's what happens, you just peek and you're looking for it, and honestly, it's a valid move. It's not something that's, not expected. continue to race by it now. Stage is going to be on lap 50, so as soon as we get there, there's going to be another yellow, potentially for tires if you want to take them. Fuel just in case. As we see, Rob Carl continues to lead there. This Great Lakes Chevrolet Camaro. Well, the gap right now has closed once again between Kyle and Brady as they are passing Sylvan Seguin. Brady trying to take a bit different of a line. Sylvan continuing to run up high to make sure they get through and can race each other. Brady taking that low line once again. He's going to try to force Kyle around the outside. We see Mundell almost squeezed into that wall. See the different entry that he requires into turn number 3, which makes it a bit more difficult. However, you can kind of get an okay run out of 4 in the high line here. It just is a bit challenging as they head into turn number 1, right on the bumper of Brady Floyd. He is. Dives down to the inside. He's at it. He's side by side as they now enter turn 3. Kyle Mundell continues to run low, and there he is. He's almost got the position. He just has to accelerate. He does, and Kyle Mundell takes away second place from Brady Floyd. Started last place and made it all the way up to second already. I mean, it just shows the kind of speed that Kyle has and why he made sure he had a big rush to the finish of last season, just trying to get through. Makes a lot of sense to me, that's for sure. Well, this is the point of the race before the stage that we get everybody spaced out pretty far again. Let's go ahead and pop back a little bit and see what's going on with Patrick Coluccio and Sylvan Seguin. Sylvan's into the wall. Patrick passes on by. Honestly, this kind of short track is real hard. I'm not surprised to see Sylvan struggling a little bit. You know, you just got to get your braking points perfectly. You got to make sure your force feedback is, you know, in the right kind of position so you know what the tires are doing. There's a lot going into this race to try to make it succeed, and, you know, it's hard. Especially when you lock up the tires just a hair and you're trying to make sure everybody else around you is racing fair, so. Hopping back a little bit forward ahead, we see the number 4 of Cody Snyder. Still in a pretty good spot. Running right now, he's catching up to Brady. He's closed that gap quite a bit since we last saw, so I think Brady's tires may or may not be roasty toasty and just absolutely gone. And that has allowed the rest of the field now to really start to catch up to him. I mean, that's what happens. You gotta, you know, be careful with how much you're burning up those tires, trying to gain on everybody. But it also begs the question, how is Rob Carl doing it? How is he just able to stay 6 seconds ahead of second place? You know, I know that they were battling for position and everything, but still, that is a huge gap. And especially now that he's able to save his tires. You know, it just comes from being able to run the perfect line, the perfect way every time. And think about it, this race is going to be doubled next week. Not next week, tomorrow. I want to say it next week every time. No, tomorrow it's going to quite literally be doubled, as Brady Floyd is not going to let Cody Snyder by easily. Battle for third right now. Cody Snyder looking down low, trying to take it if he can, accelerates, but he just doesn't have the position quite yet. Still on the podium for Brady right now. See if Cody can try to do something. Goes to the bottom. Still got it. Brady into the wall. A bit of sparking there, I think we just saw there out of Brady. That is not good. I think that's his splitter clipping into the road. Oh, no. Snyder in the HKS Camry looking to the outside now. Maybe trying to take the Kyle Mundell line around Brady, but it's not quite working yet. He has to get just the right entry at just the right time. Dives down to the bottom he goes. Just doesn't have the pace quite yet. You can see how much that bottom lane is quite useful, though, when you have fresh tires. You're able to ride down there and stay even. However, we're on lap number 59. Now we're about to enter lap number 50 quite shortly as we ride along with Rob Carl. Here we are, lap number 50. This is it. On the conclusion of this lap, we're going to be hitting stage. Patrick Coluccio looking a little bit in the way. He's got to hold off the position if he wants to stay not lapped again, and he does. Yellow flag is out. He made it. Rob Carl takes away the stage. Everybody is probably going to go in for tires. Well, I assume everybody's going to go in for tires. Everybody's going to get a bit of a refresh on everything they need, a bit of a breather for just a moment before they continue racing. Kyle Mundell is going to be taking home a great second place there in that stage. He just has to make sure he holds onto it and maybe challenges Rob for the win. Brady Floyd continues to ride in third, able to hold off Cody Snyder for the position. Patrick Coluccio finishes fifth in the stage, and Sylvan Seguin bringing up the rear. We see now that is going to be Rob diving down. That is Kyle diving down. I am not surprised to see these guys going on to pit road. All right, well, with that, let's go ahead and bring up Rob for winning the stage. Rob, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing pretty good. You just won the stage, so you got to be doing a lot better than I am.
Yeah, not too bad, you know. Just going out there and having fun.
Clearly so. I mean, you just dominated that entire 50-lap run. How did you do it?
You know, the key is not to overdrive it, and that helps take care of the tires and just be smooth with the throttle, and the car will be good to you.
Well, clearly so. It looks like everybody else was having some struggles with that. Brady was with you for maybe around 20 laps or so. How did you hold him off?
Like I said, you know, it's a fixed setup, so everyone's on the same set, so you just got to be easy with the throttle and know your line and make sure you're not pushing that right front off too bad, and that'll pay you off in the long run.
Well, if anybody's out there listening, you just got some fantastic racing advice there for short tracks, especially this one. Well, I mean, what is your game plan for the rest of this now? I mean, obviously continue to drive the car like you absolutely own it.
Yeah, just gonna not change anything up, just keep trying to do the same thing.
Makes a lot of sense to me. Although Kyle Mundell is now going to be your main challenger as he's going to be starting alongside you. Are you worried about him at all?
I think Kyle's a good racer. I know he had the second fastest lap in practice, so I think everyone here is pretty good, and they said small groups, so easy to kind of maneuver through if you need to, and I think we'll hopefully have some good battles here at the end.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rob. I do appreciate it. I'll let you focus. Is there anyone to thank over home before I let you go?
Same as earlier, still my wife.
All right, well, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thanks, Noah.
Rob Carl. So they leave turn number 4 as the entire field now is going to be resuming back, seeing what they can do to put on a show for us in these last 40-something laps. Sylvan goes around to get unlapped. Kyle pulls alongside. Cody alongside of Brady. Patrick and Sylvan going to be bringing up the rear of the field. I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. CASCAR pulls off. Green flag, there it is, and away we go. Your top two pulling away already. Kyle Mundell almost to the wall. He's got to be careful with that high line. Brady Floyd looking interested with his fresh tires down low. Just doesn't have the momentum quite yet as Kyle Mundell is able to take second place. Running into turn 3, they all go. Kyle sticking to the outside lane, even though he could have gone down low, just doesn't take it. I think he's trying to take a more tire-saving approach than last time as Brady's continues to take an aggressive line through these corners, trying to make something happen. And Rob Carl continues to maintain pace and is leading. Coluccio has gotten around Snyder And now this is a chance for them to battle for the position. Cody already looking interested there on the 44. Clearly respects him enough not to dive bomb there in turn number 1. That would be the place to do it, if any. And now as we see your top 2 starting to break away. Mandel continues to try to, ride in that high line, though. I'm not sure if that's working out for him quite yet, but it clearly is, working in terms of keeping pace with Rob there. It might be a good long-term plan. As we hop back a little bit here, we can see Cody Snyder continuing to try to and get around Patrick. They just got to time this out perfectly. I'm sure before you go, your leaders are still really well together. They're not, going to make this easy on each other. That's for sure. Is Kyle looking maybe to the outside there. As we see Patrick up into the wall. He hits the wall. That is going to kill his momentum as Cody Snyder is down low. He doesn't quite clear him, though. Side by side, they go into turn number 3. Cody Snyder almost has a position, but they are even. That is the cool thing about these older kind of tracks. You are even the entire way around, and even a little bit faster. Patrick Coluccio back onto the lead. Well, 4th. Ahead of Snyder. Into turn 3 they go. Patrick continued to ride that high line almost into the wall again. Cody continued to ride low, maybe trying to get by this time. He's got to play his cards just right, though, if he wants to make something really happen and get around Patrick. He is on the cut line there for the on the cut line there for the closed event tomorrow, same time. Going to be opening the stream at 6:50. Kyle Mandela and Rob Carl continue to give themselves, a decent gap to everyone else behind. Rob is pulled away just a hair from Kyle. However, they are together. Let's follow along with Cody Snyder from his inside view and see what it's like for someone else to drive this track. I'm curious to see everybody's different kind of, strategies of holding the wheel and what it does. See that middle line he's trying to take a little bit more. Splits at dead center. Very close to Patrick, though. It's the, tricky part. You got to be mindful of, who's around you. And we're going to see a lot of that tomorrow when we have everybody coming in trying to, get some, I think it's going to be some extra shoot-off points into next season. That is a bit of a mistake out of Patrick, though, as he goes wide, but he blocks down low, forcing Snyder to slam on the brakes and not get around quite yet. Cody now looking to the outside as Patrick is slow down low. Just isn't quite enough yet. He has to slow down again as he sees now going alongside. He's around. He just barely made it. Can Patrick get around, though? Now is the question. The battle for 4th position. We see Patrick has the momentum, though. That is for sure. You see some of his runs are a bit stronger out of the corners than Cody Snyder's are. However, that does not mean it is the only thing going to be useful there. Very close. These guys are bumper to bumper, and that is entering these short track corners. That is impressive every single time. And I think Cody's getting a little bit of a deja vu here, as now the field is returned back to what it was before the stage. However, Kyle is a lot closer to Rob, and Cody now has to chase down Brady Floyd in front of him. Brady Floyd in that number 20, joining CASCAR towards the very end. Just trying to make a little bit more of a name for himself before the next season starts. I think Mundellerson had an issue. Maybe a bit of a wheel spin or something, because he is a bit further back than he was last time. I saw that time go a lot further down. Maybe a scrape of the wall or something. It looks like he has a hair of damage there on his right side. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that gap has fallen down a little bit, so this is the last quarter of the race. If this is the time to push. If you want to get anywhere, now push, 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 push. It's the question of whether you will do it or not. Selvin Seguin, though, in the Tim Hortons number 66 Toyota Camry. Right now trying to stick to an outside lane, just running the laps here. Getting that important short track experience into the wall a little bit there. It's the big thing. Just getting those, laps, just running laps really does make a big difference. And the more you do it, the faster you can get every single time. I hope that next season we do see Sylvan a little bit more competitive and running out in front a little bit more, because it would be good to see him. Very nice guy he is. Looking over here, it looks like Cody Snyder has closed the gap there to Brady Floyd. They are a lot closer than they were before. And now Brady, I think, is starting to feel that pressure a little bit, running towards the middle of the line rather than the bottom or top. Almost locks up those brakes again. You can see that rear end there on that Mustang just wants to step out every single time he hits those brakes, especially in turn number 3. Now, the strategy that I like to use when I was racing these originally, I did actually a fair amount of practice laps yesterday with the Equipment Geek Racing guys. However, beforehand, the main strategy was to mess with your brake bias the entire time. Turning it up for turns 1 and 2, and then turning it down for 3 and 4. I don't think that's the quote-unquote meta anymore. We'll see how that goes as we see Cody is really close now. He is within striking distance if he can take it. I think he's trying to be respectful, though, and not just dive bomb as soon as he gets the opportunity. But he is down low, hoping to get a little bit better of an exit sometime and just make a move. Sometimes it's just putting that pressure on and running consistent laps right on the tail of the person in front of you. That makes it a lot easier to get by because they'll feel the pressure there. And you can see once again that rear end just wants to snap out from underneath Brady. And now we can see Cody trying to go down low again, but he just kills it, just a hair too much speed going down low like that. It's the only way to ever do it, though, so I'm not surprised that it's hurting him just a tiny bit. I think this time when we go around, you can see maybe Brady's snap. You see the rear end maybe a little bit better. It's not too apparent there in turn 1 or 2. You'll see it now as we go down this back stretch. Yep, you can see that rear end just wants to go right. So Brady's doing a really good job of holding onto that thing and not letting it go. But I think Cody is... I'm not sure if he's watching or he's getting some input from somewhere, because he's now going to start riding on the back of Brady. He's done it as soon as I said it. That is some pressure that he is putting on. They slow down just a lot there. And now he's almost got it. They are not clear with each other anymore. Backs out of it. Not going to take that one. Understandably so, too. This is the battle for position here. 3rd place. Closest we got on track. See the spoiled for camera choice we have as I switch over to TV1. And that is going to be Cody Snyder going along the outside there in turn 1 and 2. Does not quite have it. Yeah, he accelerates. He pulls off the move again, as he did on Patrick quite a few number of laps ago. He's got the position for now, but Brady Floyd is not going to just give it to him that easily unless his tires are just absolutely destroyed once again. Looks like Brady is falling off just a bit. Yep, that gap is extending. I think that's it for Brady's tires. Just gone. Obliterated. Sayonara. I can only imagine the temperature that those are at. Something a little bit interesting to think about, too. This is a little bit newer of a tire model for these NASCAR stock cars, because beforehand, when you heat those things up, they just were like ice. The prime example I always like to point to is I would run down the back stretch at Le Mans, head into the Mulsanne corner, could spin out at 15 miles an hour because of how hot your tires were. Just absolutely zero grip in them. But I think iRacing has done a bit better at that, and last time I tried it was definitely a bit easier. And did not spin out like that. So, still, the temps on Brady's tires must be pretty astounding right now, I can only imagine, and the wear. I mean, he's been pressing on these, trying to get as many laps in as possible. It's clearly paying out in his favor here as we are approaching the end of our race. Rob Karl is in the lead. He's about to lap Patrick Coluccio here as he's got Kyle Mundell about a second and a half back. You can see at just how much pace Rob has. He's almost about to lap almost the entire field. Man is fast. Very, very fast. Last lap that Rob did was a 19.4, best of a 18.7. And if you look at the gaps behind there on your screen, you will see that Cody and Brady are pretty close to 19. So, we're going to see maybe Rob lap the field with how fast he's going as he rides down on the bottom of Sylvan there. Sylvan into the wall once again. He holds onto it, though, and does not get anybody into any trouble. Patrick trying to get around him again. Dives down into the turn to do it. Continue to watch Rob now. He's got to get around Brady Floyd, and you know, with how intensely these two were battling earlier on, I wonder, is Brady going to make it easy? He rides up to the outside though. See if he does it again. Yeah, he sees the blue flag. He's going to let him go. So let's see. All he's got left to do is Snyder, except for Mundell, who clearly is not going to let that happen either. There, as we're in 5 to go. Ooh, because rear end out of Rob is a little bit more twitchy now than it has been. Kyle almost 2 seconds back. I feel like Rob's just gotten faster. And his times are dropping. What? Rob Karl's times, compared to the last couple, which were, high 19s, have been now going below and are now in the mid to low 19s. Yep, that was a 19.5 there. What is he doing? I think he is trying to put on a really good show here in these last few laps. Just kind of demonstrate how well he thinks he's going to do there in the All-Star Closed event tomorrow. Here, going to be presented on twitch.tv/sportclub. Almost up to Cody now. 2 to go. Is it going to be enough? He's around. Yeah, it is. That is Rob Karl around the field minus Kyle. Wow. What a show he has put on as he rounds turns 3 and 4. It's the final lap. It's all he has to do. Round these two. Let's see it. He takes home first position. Kyle Mundell takes second. Cody Snyder in third, Brady Floyd in fourth, and Patrick Coluccio in fifth. We'll hop over to see Sylvan see when they're in sixth. What a great race we got to see. 50 miles here of short track racing at North Wilkesboro, the most historic track on the NASCAR schedule, in my humble opinion. Sad we don't get to see it in real life anymore, but, well, that's alright. Still, what a great show. I hope Rob does some good burnouts here. He's definitely earned it after that great performance. Make sure if you want to find out information on CASCAR, you head over to their website at www.cascar.net. Best place to see any kind of iRacing information that you need. Rob does his burnouts there, the very well-earned ones. What a show. What a show indeed. Well, with that, let's go and bring up your third place finisher, Cody Snyder. Cody, it's no up in the booth. You read me.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Well, you just got yourself a podium finish here at North Wilkesboro. How are you feeling?
Pretty excited. It's my first podium, so I'm pretty stoked on that one. There was only 6 of us, but I'll take it.
Hey, still, I mean, there's that, but plus that I'm pretty sure that means you're going to be into the closed event tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited about that one. It's gonna be a really good race.
Oh, it absolutely is. Are you ready to be with all the Equipment Geek guys again?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, a great group of guys. Love them. Wes did a great job on my paint scheme, so got to give a shout out to him for that one.
I gotcha. What allowed you to like really put on such a great performance today? I mean, you just got around Patrick and Brady so many times. You just had to fight him a lot, and you you gave him hell when you got around. That's for sure.
I actually this was my first time racing this track. Actually, I just downloaded it before this race, and I think I just had a good way of, I guess, just conserving my tires pretty well. It just really gave me some extra grip in the later runs there.
I guess so. I mean, the first time racing. What?
It felt good. It's a fun track.
That it is.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
I mean, it is really a great track, and I think that this kind of event shows it. Just the performance that Rob was able to put on, lapping literally everybody
Goodness.
minus Kyle.
Goodness. That
Yeah.
speed.
Insane. I gotta ask him about that. But I mean, even just the racing that we saw between, we saw 6 cars on track, and yet multiple battles, and they were
Yeah.
all extremely close.
And I think that's just a nice little preview of what's going to happen this whole season. I'm really excited about it.
You ready for season 3? Gonna really
Oh,
show
yeah.
up and take names?
I'm hoping. I'm really hoping to. I'm going to shoot for my first win this year, so I'm hoping to get it.
All
Super
right.
speedways usually do pretty well for me, so I'm hoping we'll get one there.
There it is. You'll get the endorsement there from the Fork Look Media team. We hope you do well.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, with that, I do have to ask: is there anyone you have to thank over at home?
My wife always watches, so that's cool. I'll give a shout out to her.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Cody. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you tomorrow.
Thanks, Noah. Appreciate it. Great job, bud.
Cody Snyder in the number 4. Let's go and bring up your second place finisher of Kyle Mundell. Kyle, let's open the booth. They read me.
Oh, one sec. I'm watching your stream. That threw me off.
That's the thing. You got to be careful when you're watching the stream while driving. You get called up sometimes.
I wasn't driving. I was just hanging out. I was having a drink after, and it just threw me off.
Well, you went from last place. You started in 6th and finished 2nd, and you were the only person that did not get lapped by Rob. How are you feeling?
Oh, that was a lot of fun. Just a poorly timed pizza delivery that threw me at the back of qualifying. I didn't get a chance to get on the track.
Oof.
Ate quickly, and then, I mean, it's with only 6 people on this track, it was wide open, and it was just kind of tough to make passes, that's for sure. But second half of the race was fun. Just could not quite get to Rob.
That battle you had with Brady for multiple laps on end, how was that? Like, how did that feel?
That was a lot of fun. Like, I looked high, looked low. I think I finally got on the high side, but it was just it was a lot of fun. Just, I don't know, bumper to bumper racing.
It really was. You put on a fantastic show, and it was great to watch you and everybody else put on a great job here at North Wilkesboro. I mean, what do you think about the track? Have you raced here before?
No, never raced here before. I just did like some practice beforehand when I got home from work, and then ran this, and now I'm back to work.
Okay, so that is going to be 2 out of 3 on the podium that just downloaded the track and raced it for the first time. Okay. Noted.
How did you enjoy it?
It was a great race to watch up here. You guys did fantastic. I mean, I think everybody got some good sponsor time too, which is always good. But honestly, it's great to see everybody doing a great job, and I think it's a good indicator for what's going to come tomorrow. How are you feeling about tomorrow? Actually, you've made yourself in.
Oh, we'll see. Nervous, obviously. Like once you go from 6 cars to like 15, 16, or maybe not that many, but still, way more cars on the track makes it more dangerous. And already got caught up in one tonight, so we'll see how tomorrow goes.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Kyle. I do appreciate it. Is there anyone you have to thank over at home?
No, it's okay, buddy. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, I'll see you tomorrow,
Putting it on,
hopefully.
obviously, that was rude.
What?
You for putting on the stream. Thank you very much.
Oh.
That was rude. Thank you.
It's all good. All right. Hope to see you tomorrow, Kyle.
Yep. Have a good night.
Kyle Mundell, number 34. All right. Let's bring up your race winner, Rob Carl. Rob, it's no up in the booth. Do you read me?
Hey, Noah.
Well, you lapped 6th through 3rd. I think you may or may not have put on a really good show.
I appreciate it. It was fun. Kyle, he was looking at the results here. He actually had a better average lap time than I did by like a tenth and a half.
Really?
Yeah. So it was fun.
I mean, you guys did a great job. I mean, the way you were able to hold off, everybody, and just the raw speed you had. I mean, that is impressive.
Yeah, I see a lot of those guys up high too, and I run the bottom line. I wrap the curb, come in a little high, but then go right to the curb and let it roll through there. And having the drive off, being able to have a good drive off is really where you can make your gains here.
I definitely suppose so, and I think that's a bit of a different characteristic we see at these older tracks like North Wilkesboro. I mean, you can see when you're using up your tires a little bit, you can run side by side just about anywhere, but the drive off is the absolute most important piece compared to corner entry.
Yeah, like there at the beginning of the race, Brady, he was there with me as well, and he would come in a little deeper than I would, and then I would pull back. He would close on me on entry, and then I'd pull back away on exit. So I really think being able to back the corners up, like I said, and really get on it on exit is how to be able to get the speed.
Well, how are you feeling about tomorrow? I mean, this is a pretty good indicator of how tomorrow's go. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I'm excited. I know there's a lot of good guys in the league, so we'll have a little bit more of a bigger field. So it'll make things a bit more interesting, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Well, with that, it is going to be the third time I have to ask this now. Is there anyone you have to thank over at home?
Other than my wife this time, just thank my team that I run with often. All the practice laps, like I said, we were here for official races about a month ago. We had a pretty good car here, and we spent a lot of laps here dialing the car in, and I think kind of some of that translated and helped me out here tonight. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Rob. I do appreciate it, and congratulations on the wonderfully won race win.
Thanks, Noah.
Number 2 of Rob Carl. I mean, what a great show that everybody was able to put on. You'll love to see it. I know I do, that's for sure. And that has been our event. That is it. This is the CASCAR All-Star Open, and tomorrow is going to be the closed event with about double and some of the entire field. It is going to be one heck of a race. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at the same time. That is going to be 6:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the next race. And we get to see some more North Wilkesboro action to round out Season 1 of CASCAR before we start the real Season number 2. And that'll be in October, and you can check out the information on www.cascar.net. And I still need to update my website, but for any information on my stuff, you can check www.fourcloak.net. Well, with that, I've been Noah Walter, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a good one.